Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you are all doing well, and today I want to welcome you to show you how I do a vintage looking page, a sepia looking page, and it's because I got quite some reaction for this page of Belle and her dad, where I only used brownish tones except for the frame. And the background was done with coffee. Now, as you will see, and what I'm showing is that I got some stains on the other side of the page, but that's only when you are using a lot of fluid, because I'm using a coffee pad for this technique, so like a stamp. And if you use too many coffee or too much diluted coffee, then you can have bleed through. Now for this video I've chosen to work on pages of Hansel and Gretel coloring book, also by Fabiana Attanasio. And here is my coffee pad. It's just, we have a Philips Senseo machine. If that's known everywhere else in the world, I'm not sure. And with such a pad that is used, I'm starting to dab around to give it an old-fashioned look, a vintage look, and you can call it whatever you want. And I really like that effect. It's something different than Neocolors 2. It's different than Inktense. So it's playful. I love the smell of coffee, but to be honest, you don't smell it on your book. At least I don't, and I have a very good nose for odors. So it's just fun playing around. And it's just, you can hold the pad in any direction you want and put some color wherever you want. You can leave some white spaces, you can make it darker here and there. So and I'm staying a bit away from Little Gretel, but at the very end, when I stopped the video, so the whole video I mean, I did some extra coffee dabbling around Gretel, but that will be visible on my Instagram account, where I'll put down the finished picture. And whilst I was busy doing the right page, I thought, oh well, I have some coffee left, so I will start doing the left page as well. And my book is the Italian version of the fairy tale, so I don't understand Italian, and I thought it couldn't harm doing this technique on the text. But even if it was an English text, it's a nice it looks very nice. It has a nice vision or visual effect, and even if my book was in English, I would have done what I am doing now. So and I think I will do this technique for all of the story related pages. I'm not sure yet, but I think I will. So here I'm showing up how it's looking. So it's a bit playful. You have some stains here and there. I don't have any distress inks, so this is a bit of my alternative. Except I don't spray any water. I just dab, and that's it in fact. Now the Beauty and the Beast page, I did color the skin in with pencils for Belle, not for her dad. I only did his face, the rest was Inktense. But I'm planning to do Gretel with water-based pencils. And so that will be shown in this part. In the second part, I had to let my pages dry, and you can see that they will become crinkly. And after the first layer of coffee, I've added a second one. So it's a bit darker than in the first part of this video. So I was thinking, and I am working off camera on the left page in my Beauty and the Beast book with the frame and all the siblings of Belle. And I was working with my Supracolors, my Caran d'Ache Supracolor pencils, and I really like how they work on the paper. And my plan is to do a base layer with them and then add a little bit of shadow or extra detail with Pablo pencils, because the Supracolors and the Pablo pencils are the same. Now, if you don't have these brands of pencils, you can choose whatever pencil you want. Of course, it isn't obliged to work with watercolor pencils. If you want to color Gretel or another picture that you are doing this vintage look on, it's perfectly okay to just do it with brownish pencils, or maybe you just want this vintage look for some text or a part of the page and you want to color in your figure or your object with just colors. That's perfectly fine as well. But I thought I would share how I do my sepia looking or old-fashioned looking pages. And since Gretel isn't too big, it isn't going to be a video that takes quite a while, so that's nice too. And for the colors, now I'm using sepia, but it's really up to you which type of brownish tone or maybe grayish tone. You can also choose for grayish tones that you like and just play around. If you want this particular look, don't go for skin tones, don't go for red or blonde tones for the hair, or black is of course okay, but for this specific type of look, go for brownish and grayish tones. And after a while I will also be using some cream or ivory to soften my pencil work that I was doing afterwards a bit. But for now it's laying some shadows and deciding where the light has to be. And so I don't want to talk about what's happening in the world right now too much. I just want to say that I hope that you are all alright, that your family and loved ones are alright. Please take care of yourselves and them. Stay inside as much as possible. Don't take any risks. It's not worth it. It's it are scary times for all of us, and please, it will pass. We don't know when, but it will. And just for the time being, try to stay positive. I feel super blessed with this hobby. I also love to read, but reading and coloring takes my mind away. It brings me to a happy place, and that's what I need now. Every day I message my mom asking if she and dad is okay, and up until now they are, so I'm super relieved. But I really hope they will be. Erwin is also alright, his mom is alright. She did have a very nasty cold a while ago, and maybe she did have the virus, we don't know. We stayed away because she was very ill and we didn't want to take a risk and infect her any further. She's okay now, so we are very happy about that, because she just turned 77, and she's in a risky age. Although also young people can be infected, and not only infected but become very ill. So, but don't want to talk about it too much, because many people are escaping the reality with their hobbies, and I totally understand. I do the same. But don't talking about it, or don't talk about it, would be cruel, I think, and it would be like I don't care, or no, I'm really caring, and I really hope that everyone will stay safe and that everything will pass very soon. Here in Belgium, we can come out of our homes, but only for a walk, a ride with a bike, or running. If you do sports and you run, you are obliged to, but not too far away from home. We are trying to stay in as much as possible. We went to the supermarket last Tuesday, and I went back on my own because you're only allowed to go on your own into the supermarket to make sure that there's enough room for everyone and enough space. I just went back shopping yesterday, so more than a week we just stayed in, made a little walk one day, and for the rest we are just staying in. I have an office job, so I'm allowed to work from home. Only once in a week, one of our team, we are a team with 15 girls, 15 I believe, and every day one of us goes to our office to to send letters that can't wait, or to do some short tasks. We don't have to stay a whole day, and if there's 5 people in the office, it's a lot. So the social distance is really okay. We don't have to be afraid to come too close near persons. So and the coloring is my escape to go to a nice place. So I wasn't explaining what I was doing, but it's quite visible. I'm just putting down shadows, like I was saying before. But for the hair, I'm using another color of brown. So it's really up to you if you want to use one color for everything. So for the skin, the hair, the clothing, it's perfectly okay. But I decided to go for some different shades of brown. I like playing around with the different color tones. One brown is warmer and one is more cooler. But it's really fun. It's really fun. And the paper takes watercolor pencils very well. So now her little, I don't know how it's called in English. In Flemish it's called a vlecht. But I don't know what the name in English is. So So please don't be offended that I mentioned what's happening in the world, but as I was saying, you can't say nothing about it either. It's happening and we all have to go through it. So, and the weird stuff that was going on in the supermarkets with the toilet paper, it also happened in Belgium. So, very strange. I was lucky to go shopping before all the craziness happened. I must confess that I did buy one package of toilet paper as well beforehand, because I could feel it already what was coming towards us, and I thought I'm going to take my precautions, or how do you call these things, and I already had one package. So And yesterday there was enough toilet paper, but I've grabbed another package. It's only a small one, so. And I don't buy lots of anything because I think that people, especially the people that are in the hospitals and take care of sick people, that it's and for older people that who are not so mobile anymore, it's shameful to grab everything into your cart and don't leave anything for someone else. It's crazy. Of course, if you only need one package and you really are in need and it's the last one, that's a different thing, but you don't stack up 5, 6, 7 packs of toilet paper, or it's just crazy. So of course people want to um, make sure that they don't have to go to the shops too on a regular basis. I totally get it, but it's not done to leave the racks empty because you are buying super much. So I didn't do that. So here for her dress, I'm again using another type of brown. So you can really see the playful effect between her skin tone and the rest of the picture. And it's the colors of brown that I'm using are another color than the coffee that I've used, and that's nice as well. And Fabiana Attanasio books are just, darling and cute. I really love them. I wish she would do another one like this. I know she has the Enchanted Castles, and I think it's very beautiful, but it's so detailed. And there are only a few pictures with some humans in it, or mythological figures, or a mermaid or something like that, and you can recognize her style, but it's not the same as what she did with Hansel and Gretel and Beauty and the Beast, Snow White. I wish she would do a Harry Potter themed book or something like that, because those pictures that she did were so beautiful. I didn't download them because I don't have a decent paper and a printer that can handle it, and so yeah. But I've seen pictures colored online, and yes, it's very beautiful. So I'm hoping that she will do a new type of book like the ones that we knew from the past from her. So only the bread left to do, or whatever it is that she's chewing on. Maybe it's a candy. I'm not sure. Anyway, I've colored it in with a brownish tone again, of course. So here her lips get a bit of shadow, and then off we go for this thing that she's eating. So if you want to, you can also stop after this part of watercoloring, or putting down a watercolor base. It looks nice already, but I wanted to show what you can do as an extra after this phase. And of course I had to put down some glittery effects, because it just has to be, it has to have glitter, even if you're looking into the past, or if it's a vintage picture. You just need, or I just need to have some glitter effects. Now, since I'm planning to color in the page on the other side as well, I won't be using stickles because I could get in trouble. with the thickness of the glue. So I decided to use a brownish gel pens. But you will see that in the next part of this video. I'm really liking the outcome of this. I had a lot of fun working on this page, and seeing it again and doing my voiceover is just, yeah, double the fun, I should say. So our little Gretel is done. And this is how it looks like zoomed out. So you have the coffee and you have little Gretel with her thing that she's chewing on. So I could decide to leave her like this, but I decided to let her dry and go over her with a little bit of pencil, not too much. So here we are again. In the meantime, I've colored the candies on the page as well, also with the Supra colors, and now I've grabbed my Pablo pencils because they're from the same family, and it's nice to be able to use the same shades, although I've grabbed a few new ones or other ones that I didn't use in the Supra colors, just to give an extra color. So here I'm making the shadow a bit darker on her, not too heavy-handed, but I made sure that my pencil was sharp enough to go into the smaller parts. And I'm really trying to keeping it light enough. And here I made a little mistake on her eyebrow. I didn't like what I was doing, so I did it away again. Can happen, so I decided to leave it like it was before. And to soften some of those edges out, I've grabbed a cream, or maybe it's an ivory color, not a white one, but an ivory color to make the edges a bit softer. So you can see that I'm not doing much of a shadow or much extra detail. It's just a tiny bit. And that ivory color is perfect to how can I say it, to it doesn't be it stays soft with the ivory color, and it's the vintage look is kept. I could have used a white one as well, but it's yeah, a bit softer and different with an ivory color. Now I've grabbed another brownish tone for Gretel's hair. So I'm just adding a few strokes, laying a bit more accent here and there. Making some parts a bit darker. So I'm just doing this flicking movement and leaving the top of her head colored in only with the Supra colors. Now I'm using that ivory color again. Also the same movement for the details on her dress. And just as with the Supracolors, the Pablo pencils work fantastic on this paper. To be honest, I don't think I've experienced any trouble with the Pablos yet on any paper. I really like those pencils. These are one of my favorites. They have nice colors. They color like a dream. Yeah, I'm a fan, and I'm sorry that I'm out of frame now. I hope I will notice it soon. Yes, I'm awake. And now only the bread left to do. Choosing another brownish color. I think it's the same one that I used in her hair. I keep calling it bread, but maybe it's a big candy and I don't know, but it looks yummy. Now it gives it a bit of shine, an extra shine. And now it's time for the final details, namely the glitter gel pens. I've grabbed my Color Technique ones because I don't have any other. What am I doing here? Oh, I've forgotten to do her ribbons, yeah. But after that I will using my Color Technique gel pens because I don't have brownish tones in another set. And I like the Color Techniques quite well, only they don't shimmer as much as a Jelly Roll or a Pentel one, a Pentel Sparkle Pop or a Dual Hybrid. These are very glittery and sparkly. The color techniques are sparkly, but not not a lot. At least if you're used to the shimmer and the glitter of a Pentel one, the color techniques are less sparkly. But they're nice, they're very nice. And the only bad thing about them is that they do have numbers, but they are printed on the inside of the barrel and they're hardly visible. It's not in a black, it's kind of an imprint. So it's very difficult to look at. So that's why I've decided to scribble the color onto a little piece of paper and to stick it on the glitter gel pen itself, so that I can see from when I grab my package that which colors that I have in front of me. So now this little piece of food will have a bit of sparkle. Of course, if you have a shimmery paint, you can also use some paints. But I'm trying to show you, see, like a little bit of sparkle, but not a lot. But okay, we are happy with what we have. And for her dress, I'm using another color. Sometimes I have a bit of trouble working on top of pencil. Some gel pens have a bit of trouble going on top of pencil. But once I scribbled on a piece of paper, it worked better. So, and now we're contouring the flowers on her dress. And so you have, in a very easy and quick way, a vintage looking picture. I'm happy that I tried it. I'm happy that I've discovered that it's nice to work with the Supra colors as a base, because like I was saying, the beauty, or Belle and her dad, Belle was almost everything in pencil, and that was quite of a job, and I couldn't stand any color of brown after that one. So I decided to do Daddy's clothes in Inktense, and that's why I thought of this page with another type of watercolored medium. And watercolor pencils work just as nice. Trying to zoom, or trying to focus and to grab some light, but it's a bit hard to see. But it does have a little bit of shimmer, quite a little bit. And I forgot a little piece at the bottom. So, okay, it's almost time to say goodbye. I really hope you've liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you already haven't. And I hope to see you again in a new video soon. Take care, everyone.